82 days. That is how long the Battle of Okinawa lasted. When it was over, more people had died than in the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. And it convinced America to drop those bombs. The 82-day battle killed 12,520 Americans, 49,000 Japanese soldiers, and 150,000 civilians. This is Battle of Okinawa. April-June 1945. Okinawa, Pacific Ocean. A battle is about to begin that will change the course of the war. On one side, United States, commanded by General Buckner. Against them, Japan, led by General Ushijima. Both sides know what is at stake. To understand this battle, we need context. Okinawa was the last major battle of WW2. The fighting was so brutal and the casualties so high that it convinced American planners to use atomic bombs instead of invading the Japanese home islands. United States had assembled a powerful force. 183,000 troops, 1,500 ships. Japan was equally prepared. 130,000 troops, fortified positions. The stakes could not be higher. A defeat here would be catastrophic for either side. General Buckner studied the situation carefully. Every decision now could mean victory or disaster. General Ushijima was confident. The plan was set. There was no turning back. The men on both sides knew that many of them would not survive what was coming. Okinawa was 340 miles from Japan. Capturing it would give America air bases to support the invasion of the home islands. On April 1, 1945, 60,000 troops landed unopposed. The beaches were eerily quiet. The Japanese were waiting inland. The Japanese had fortified the southern third of the island. Underground bunkers, caves, and tunnels formed an impenetrable defensive network. At the Shuri line, the Americans hit a wall. Every hill and ridge was a fortress. Progress was measured in yards. The rain was relentless. The battlefield became a sea of mud. Men fought in conditions reminiscent of WW1 trenches. Kamikaze attacks hit the supporting fleet. 1,900 kamikaze sorties sank 36 ships and damaged 368. On land, fighting was cave by cave. Flamethrowers, satchel charges, and point-blank fire were the only tactics that worked. General Buckner, the American commander, was killed by Japanese artillery on June 18. The highest-ranking American officer killed in WW2. General Ushijima committed ritual suicide on June 22. He had achieved his goal, making the Americans pay the highest possible price. The civilian population suffered terribly. Japanese propaganda told them the Americans would torture them. Thousands committed suicide. 12,520 Americans were killed. 49,000 Japanese soldiers died. An estimated 150,000 civilians perished. Okinawa convinced American planners that invading Japan would cost over 1 million casualties. The battle directly influenced the decision to use atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The 82-day battle killed 12,520 Americans, 49,000 Japanese soldiers, and 150,000 civilians. Its horrific casualties influenced the decision to use atomic bombs. The cost was enormous. United States lost 12,520 killed, 49,000 plus casualties total. Japan suffered even more. 49,000 killed, 150,000 civilians dead. When the news reached the capitals, the world understood that the war had changed. For the soldiers who survived, this battle would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The commanders on both sides would be judged by history for their decisions here. Military historians would later analyze every move, every decision, every mistake. But for those who were there, no analysis could capture what they went through. Okinawa was the bloodiest battle of the Pacific War. Its casualties convinced American leaders that atomic weapons were preferable to a conventional invasion of Japan. The lessons of this battle would influence military strategy for generations to come. Today, memorials stand where the fighting took place. A reminder of what happened here. Books, documentaries, and films have told this story. But nothing compares to the reality. This was Battle of Okinawa. The 82-day battle killed 12,520 Americans, 49,000 Japanese soldiers, and 150,000 civilians. And the world was never the same. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today. The events described here shape the world we live in today.